Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. If you are joining me for the first time, my name is Melissa Joyce and thank you so much for watching this video. And if you are somebody who is a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back again. I am going to be talking today about a product that I received in my January Ipsy bag, and that is this Naked Cosmetics pigment. And this is in the Desert Sunset 2 shade. This is a loose pigment, and this is the first time I've ever played with a loose pigment. So when I talk about this product, it's not going to be so much in comparison to other loose pigments that I've tried. It's mostly going to be my thoughts on this product. So if you are new to one of my review videos, I'll talk a little bit about the company, a little bit about the product, and then give you some thoughts on it, show you how it works, and then give you my final wrap-up thoughts. So if we're talking about the company, Naked Cosmetics started in 2005 and is based in the US. This was made in Florida and the company is based in Florida. So the ethos of this company is to keep their products as natural and pure as possible, and these pigments are made with 100% oxidized mica. So there's no filler, there's no talc, there's nothing like that. It is just purely mica pigment. That's the idea of this, and if you go to their website, you'll see that like 80% of their products, 85% of the products are these pigments, and they come in different collections. So you can either buy them individually, which is $14.99, $15 American, or you can buy them in sort of stacks or groups, which is 6 of them for basically $60. So buying them individually, they'll be $15 each. Buying them in a grouping, it will be basically $10 per pigment. But when you get them in a grouping, you don't get to choose which 6. It is a pre-selected. So when this one says Desert Sunset 2, this is part of the Desert Sunset collection. The other products that they have seem to be mixer products. So some things like primers and lip glosses and nail polishes without any kind of pigment in it, so that you can just add pigment to it and make it the color that you want. The other product that they have are brushes, so acrylic or natural hair brushes. But most of what they're looking at are these pigments right here. They do seem to have professional programs, affiliate programs, things like that. I didn't look too closely into that. I was mostly just looking at the kinds of products that they had. Sorry, I should also mention that they do have mineralized mineral foundation, like powder foundation, as well as some other things like cosmetic glitter, things that are also sort of in this pure loose pigment kind of idea. So this product itself, as I mentioned, is part of their Desert Sunset collection, and it is a quite nice pinky champagne color. I'm going to be very careful opening this because it is just loose. There is no sifter in here. If you drop this, you are going to be in big trouble. So I have a little bowl here that I'm actually putting this into to make sure that I don't accidentally spill it all over the place. You can see that is the color of the pigment. I'll just do a little bit of a finger swatch here. Ooh, I got quite a bit of it. It is a pinky champagne color, and it is quite beautiful. The product itself, you're going to get 1.5 grams or 0.05 ounces. And I have heard it mentioned that this is actually quite a bit less product than other loose pigments you would tend to buy. As far as the product itself, I do think it is a really nice product. I think it is fun to play with. I used it on my eye look today. I'm gonna zoom you in. Do not judge me on my eyebrows. I have to go get them done. But I'm gonna zoom you in to show that I used it on the inside of the lid today. And I will say that I wore this look a couple of days ago to go to IKEA. It was like way too much eye makeup for a trip to IKEA. But I wanted to put it through the test to see how it wore through the day. Basically, I put this on with a eyeshadow base. What I've been using lately for an eyeshadow base is a Benefit It's sort of like a cream concealer. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's a concealer that is slightly too dark for me to actually use as a concealer, but it's quite thick. So I've been using it all over my lid to sort of cancel out any veins or colors. And then I've been patting a pressed powder over top of that and then going into my eyeshadows. And it's actually been working quite well. So when I put this on the other day, I am using this foiled. I used a bit of MAC Fix Plus to get the most shine out of it I could, and then use quite a bit of the NYX Dewy Setting Spray on top of it, and it lasted all day, no problem. So I do find that if you prep it properly, it's going to last. It looks a little chunky sometimes when it's used foiled, but I still really like the, the shine and the pigment that you get from it. A big negative for me on this product is, like, put a sifter in there. This is loose pigment. And if you are paying $15 for a little pot of this stuff, put a sifter in it. It really shouldn't be that big of a deal to do. And it would improve the use of the product so much, because I have to be so careful when I'm using this that I'm not going to spill it all over everything. So I'm going to do a couple of swatches now to show you what it looks like finger swatched, which I already did, but I'll do one for comparison, brush swatched, and then with some MAC Fix Plus. So I would really recommend using these foiled. This one up here at the top is a finger swatch, and you can see there's some really nice pigment and shine there. Underneath is the brush just here, and it's really hard to see. It can become a bit of just glitter because there is some glitter in there, that if you use it just with a brush, it can become more glittery than pigmented. And finally, right here is with MAC Fix Plus, and you can see that's where you really get it looking metallic and foiled and just looking absolutely beautiful. So with this pigment, at least, I would really recommend, if you're using it on your eyes, to do it with a wet or fixing agent or MAC Fix Plus or something like that, because it's really going to make it look so much better. Now that I have this look on, and I don't really need to wear this for the day, so we're going to play around a little bit, because on the Ipsy site and somewhere else it talked about a few different ways you could use this. It talked about you obviously using it as a pigment on your eyes, but it also talked about being able to mix it in with nail polish to use sort of as a topper or as a nail polish color. I'm not going to get into doing that, but it talked about mixing it with a foundation, not a foundation, with a moisturizer to use as a highlighter, and then also with a lip gloss or with a lip product to do a metallic lip. So we're going to try doing it as a highlight, mixing it with a bit of moisturizer, and then also going to try doing a metallic lip with it, which it's a bit of a funny shade, so it might look a little odd as a metallic lip, but I think it would be quite pretty for a highlighter. So I've mixed it with a bit of moisturizer, and let's try highlighting. Not seeing it show up too much. I mean, it's there a little bit, but not as crazy as I thought it would be, and that's it mixed right there with the moisturizer on my hand, so it's okay. Wouldn't be my reach to for a highlighter. Now to do this on my lips, I'm going to put on a bit of my L'Oreal Nude Balm, because it's really just sort of like a tinted lip gloss, and then we're going to try to dab the pigment on, so this could be a huge mess. So it certainly does add the pigment on and make it metallic. My issue right now is it's more looking a little like 80s frosted than it is metallic. That's probably because of the color. I mean, it feels totally comfortable on my lips. It just looks a little crazy when I'm looking at myself. So my final thoughts on this product are, I would probably give it like a 6 to 7 out of 10, and I'll tell you why. On the positive side, sorry, I'm totally mesmerized by looking at my shiny lips now. On the positive side, I think it is a really pure pigment. I think the color of it is lovely. I think it looks beautiful foiled on the eyes. I think they have a huge range of beautiful pigment colors that could really, you know, work better with doing things like this and do some amazing looking eye looks. Because it looks like if you use them foiled, all of them are so bright and pigmented. So I think the product itself is beautiful. On the negative side, I think you don't get a lot of product. Pigments last a long time, but you still don't get a lot of product for the price. $15 as compared to some other pigments that I've kind of been researching is on the high side. So it is a pricey little product, but it's a good product. But for the $15, I'd really like it if they put a sifter in there, because it is a bit of a mess and you really have to be careful with it to make sure that you're not getting it all over everything or accidentally spilling it and just having a big pigmented disaster on your hands. So that is my review. I'd say, yeah, about 6.5 out of 10. It probably was one of my favorite products that I received in my Ipsy bag this month because it was the one that I got to play around with the most. I think if the product had a sifter, I think if the product was a slightly better price point or had more pigment in the container. It looks like a big container, but the pigment only starts here and it's only in here. So although it looks like you're getting all of this, you're really only getting, I can do this with my hands, that much, which is not a huge amount. But overall, I thought it was a really fun product to get. It was great to be able to research this company. As much as I say that the product is a little on the pricey side, I still think if I was looking for loose pigments, it would be one of the places I would go and research because it seems to be really pure, well made, and as I said, it did a really good job of lasting on my eyelids and just looks beautiful when it's on there foiled. So those are my thoughts on the Naked Cosmetics. If you also receive this in your Ipsy bag, or if you have some of Naked Cosmetics pigments or other products, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear some other people's thoughts on it. If you enjoy this kind of review that talks about the company, the product, and then some thoughts on it, give me a like on this video, that would be great. And if you've not subscribed, you can click on my face at the end of this video and you will be subscribed. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!